There, that's better. Now instead of seeing my face, you get to see my thumb come over the camera every couple of minutes. Anyway, I was thinking of laying this hammock out on the grass near the lakeside. Insects tend to hang out right next to the lake. You know, stomp on my hammock a bit. I have to clean that up later. I don't think I've cleaned this hammock once, which is probably a bad thing. Take my bug spray. Wow, frame rate drops. That's crazy. My, oh, dang it, wasp. Ready to go. Yeah, whatever. I don't think anyone has ever accurately sprayed a wasp. Bug assaults are kind of a knockoff because of that. And I was thinking I get this paddle. My family's out on a canoe somewhere right now. I take the paddle, walk over to my tarp, and whisk the grass onto the tarp. Now this should knock over all the insects that are living in this grass next to the lake and put them on my tarp. But it seems to be fairly ineffective. Alternate way to do this to conserve manual labor, I guess, is although I would have to clean my hammock if I did that. Could take a bit of food, put it in the middle of the tarp, come back later with your bug spray, and let loose the dogs of war. Actually, now that I think about it, those bugs will probably be inedible. You know, what with pesticides all over them and stuff. But, oh, I'll get you a better view. But you know, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, and that's all you got. I mean, I guess you could roll up the hammock and then beat it with the paddle or something. Though I doubt that would be effective. Another thing, notice this little spot right here in the logs where it kind of comes in like this and there's no way out. You can use that area as a fish trap. What you gotta do is you gotta get a long stick. It's not really long, but that'll do. These are way better than the sticks I have at home. Twisted and gnarled, you know, tested over time. Go to the edge of the water, and wow, I'm gonna drop this phone in, aren't I? You scan for fish, and I don't see any, but if you were to see one, you walk out on the edge of here, get your shoes all soaking wet. Dang it, it's gonna come back to haunt me. And then you scare them in this way. Become trapped in here, and you can bash them, or you know, net them, something like that. Also, let's see. I was thinking of some uses for sap. I was sitting here thinking, which you know only happens every once in a while. I was thinking if you, this isn't to be taken seriously. I'm obviously no expert. Judging by the way I'm videotaping, but you know, you take this sap and you get a pan you don't mind absolutely destroying, or a flat rock or something, put it over a fire pit, and then you boil the heck out of it until it's completely liquid. And I was thinking you could pour it on a thin rope that isn't waterproofed yet. And this will waterproof. It'll probably waterproof anything you want it to, although I wouldn't recommend using it on your phone or, you know, on electronics, because that would be dumb. And why am I telling you this? If you take my advice seriously, you're already dumb. Okay. I've run out of ideas. I guess you could also, you know, let's just go through the rest of the contents of my backpack, because that'll work. Should always bring an emergency poncho with you. Oh wow, that man looks really happy to have taken an emergency poncho. Look at that guy's face. Look how happy he is. He has out-survived the woods. Kind of a big guy too. I mean, that poncho doesn't really look form-fitting. Yeah, anyway, you always take a poncho with you, and such. This isn't sponsored. I'm way too small to get sponsors. I don't know why I have that, but I guess it's important because I have it. This is a comfort item. It's a roll-up pillow. I don't know who made it. I think it's a Desert Shadow. What? It's a little odd. I haven't seen anything else that is Desert Shadow. It's a one-off brand. Oh, Climate Crush made in Taiwan, King's Camo. Okay. So, obviously this is a luxury item. This particular one, I don't know if they make it anymore, but I've tried it out on a couple of windy areas. And, you know, the camo's looking good and all, but there's really no need to camouflage your pillow unless you're a really hardcore hunter. But even then, the underside of it isn't camouflaged. This thing gets really cold most nights. I wouldn't recommend getting a blow-up pillow, even though it seems like a good idea. Unless you're really into conserving space, I wouldn't recommend that. And if you're really into conserving space, why are you bringing a pillow here? And this is some random dryer lint in a bag, because I like dryer lint. Not just kidding. This is actually for starting fires. It's a good tinder. I've mixed it in with steel wool. If you touch both ends of a battery, the steel wool, I don't know if it works with this kind of battery. I usually use the larger, where do I got it? Oh well, I won't bother showing you, but yeah, you know what I'm talking about, the larger batteries. And I dropped my other batteries and don't know where they've went. Oh well, yeah, if you touch the batteries to steel wool, it will immediately set fire. I don't know how applicable that is in most cases though, because, you know, it goes out pretty easy. Just due to the fact that it's already on fire. Duct tape obviously has a million uses. You can, I guess, store stuff in the middle. It's a cup holder. It can impersonate a donut pretty well. It does. It works late night shifts on SNL, impersonating donuts. I don't like those donut skits though. They're getting kind of political. Yeah, you should always bring some glasses with you. I personally never used mine, and I think mine are way too flashy. They're definitely too big for my head. You know, aviators. Man, those need cleaned. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend getting these for survival glasses. I've realized that when I'm wearing them, it just makes me look like my grandpa, which is kind of off-putting. But yeah, this is the shift. Without glasses, with glasses. And you see, I can't really use these, I've found, because, you know, I have actual glasses, and it's kind of hard to wear glasses on top of your glasses. I mean, unless you got contacts. Do people with contacts do that? Let me know in the comments if you're that sort of person. Oh, yes. Public service announcement. Remember those weird onions I dug up in my backyard? Those were not onions. Do not eat those. That was soap root, which I should have known because I did a whole unit on California's native population, in 2nd grade. Soap root can obviously be used as a cleaning implement if you cut it up and rub the juices on yourself. Can also be used to kill fish. Now, this is really interesting. If you go to a lake and there's soap root growing around it, dig up that soap root, because you can cut up the soap root and throw it in, and all the fish in that general area will immediately float up to the top of the lake dead. You can bomb fish with it. I wouldn't recommend doing it in this big of a lake, but if there's a small pond with little catfish or mosquito fish or something in it, that's probably really effective. Sorry about the background noise. There are people off-roading back here. Aloe Vera is very good, especially if you're incredibly white like me, and burn as if, burn like the lint I just showed you. You know, come to think of it, maybe I should have actual sunscreen instead of just the aloe. But you know what? An ounce of cure is worth a pound of prevention. That's what they say. So, always just bring aloe with you, and no sunscreen. Oh, this is my water bottle. I'm probably going to cut this into 2 different videos. I would do it. Yeah, obviously. Do I have to cut this out of the video now? Is this kind of showing my address? Well, here's the back side of the bottle. If I have to cut that out, just letting you know, the other side of the bottle has my county on it, so I can't show it. Anyway, I wouldn't recommend using this type of bottle in any situation. I don't know why I've been using it. I guess just convenience. But it's uninsulated, and if you have an uninsulated metal bottle, all the water just tastes like the bottle within, what, a couple minutes, and it's slippery. I cannot open it because of this twisting around. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend getting one of these. As you can see, it's only one layer. Get insulated if you're going to be doing anything important whatsoever. Oh, that tastes like lake water. Tastes like unfiltered lake water. I would recommend using that type of bottle for carrying water for non-drinking purposes. I mean, unless you're in a pinch. That's gonna freeze if the temperature drops to 30 degrees or below. Always bring a couple of emergency blankets. These are very important. I've never had to use one myself, but they reflect the heat that you output back into them. This is a tiny sewing kit thing that I personally have no idea how to use. But I bring it with me anyway, on the off chance that there's a bear that knows how to sew somewhere in the woods. In case you rip something, this is very important, I guess. If you know how to sew, which I don't, definitely. It's kind of fragile too, I probably shouldn't have done that. Oh, and my fresh new untested Sawyer Mini. These things are great. I told you I haven't used it before, but I already know it's great because it's made by Sawyer. And Sawyer makes brilliant products. Make the water taste great. It works like a charm. Super fast. Super lightweight. I've obviously still got it in the box, and it's only a couple of ounces. Oh, I didn't know I could use it as a straw. That's great. I guess I can throw away my life straw now. Yeah, anyway, so sponsor me, please, Sawyer. I want money. For very little effort. And this is my more fancy, sturdy for some reason. a more fancy emergency blanket in a tiny bag. And it's more of a mummy bag, actually. Never use an emergency blanket by itself. This is Soul Outdoors. You can get those in the Boy Scout stores. I haven't tested any of them. And you should probably pack none of the same things I do. This is just for a day trip. If you're going for more than a night, you're obviously going to want, well, for one thing, food. Well, yeah, that's all I have to talk about. And I'm guessing the majority of you haven't put up with me for this long. But if you have, thank you. And I've lost my ability to tell jokes without my cat playing backup, so that's kind of depressing. So yeah, I'm playing second fiddle to a cat. Hey, what happens if I put my glasses in front of this thing? See, I wonder if the lenses work the same like that. It looked better to me, but it might look worse to a lot of you. That's interesting. Wonder how that works. Yeah, anyway, goodbye, and I hope you don't waste the rest of your day by listening to unqualified people on YouTube mutter about what they've got in their backpack for over 15 minutes. What are you doing still listening to me, you loser? Go home.